30 minutes. My name is Grace Hamwajiman. Stay with us. This is the media news on 3FM 92.7. Let's get into the bulletin now. And the Ghana Armed Forces has confirmed the death of 6 potential recruits following a stampede at the Elwak Sports Stadium in Accra during the ongoing military recruitment exercise. A statement from the Ghana Armed Forces signed by Acting Director General of Public Affairs, Captain Retired Veronica Adjoahin, noted that many others were injured. The statement added that the injured are currently receiving emergency medical care at a 37 military hospital. The Ghana Armed Forces has meanwhile expressed its condolences to the families of the deceased. A nationwide recruitment exercise by the Ghana Armed Forces kicked off today across major centers including Accra, Tamale and Bolgatanga. The 2-day enlistment process is drawing thousands of young men and women eager to join the military. Let's stay on this and speak to a security consultant and lecturer at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, Dr. Victor Doke. Doc, thank you for joining us. Good to have you on the show. From a security and crowd management standpoint, what do you think went wrong at Elwak leading to this tragic stampede?
Well, thank you very much. A good day to you and your listeners. This is very unfortunate to have happened. National disaster for that matter. Now, what happened begs the question: did we fail to implement our emergency preparedness plan? By that I mean, immediately the crowd was becoming too much. What did we do with regards to reinforcement, with regards to crowd control? Did we include sister security agencies for assistance? Because year in, year out, we have numbers increasing with regards to recruitment. So we needed to do a risk assessment, a thorough one at that, to know that this year is going to multiply. So, for example, last year, 90,000 plus recruited, applied across all the security sectors, including the Ghana Armed Forces. So we should have used that same figure to do a risk assessment to know that this year was going to, add up. Aside that, immediately we realized that the numbers were getting too much because we know the applications that came in. What did we do with regards to reinforcement? Then proper barricades to control access. From the statement from the Ghana Armed Forces, they have put in measures. But immediately you realize your intelligence has picked up and numbers are increasing. You implement plan B. It could be one, instituting zonal recruitment. For example, Elwak can be zone A, Accra Sports Stadium can be zone B, the Independence Square can be zone C. So all zone A, B, and C would have respective surnames. So Elwak zone A has what? Surnames with A.
If you listen to what the military is saying, according to them, they gave each applicant a specific date to report. So they had some form of management or planning around it. It looked like some of them came on dates they were not expected to report. That is why they have such a huge number of applicants today.
Well, then it means that they knew that the applicants they asked to come, they could have contained the situation, but this is the situation. You don't know what can happen at any time. So then, there's nothing wrong if you even decentralize within Accra here, just so you have space and ample time for the process itself to avoid this kind of, catastrophe. So it's not bad. They say too much of what proactiveness, too much of safety protocols does not mar any incident, does not mar any situation, but what enhances the process. Okay, so I think going forward we can still use these examples, zone them, and then you have a smooth process. Other than that, you would expect for human beings that even when they are not supposed to come, they will still come. So how do we do? At the moment, we found out they were getting too many. What were the emergency preparedness plan that we initiated? That we didn't do, and now this incident.
Doc, how can the armed forces and other security agencies improve coordination and safety during large-scale public recruitment exercises?
Ideally, the armed forces is known for its discipline, and when it comes to processes such as this, days prior to the main event, there are so many simulations, rehearsals, and whatever. This is proper planning. But I think this was just too much for them. Going forward, how can we include other sister agencies for assistance, okay, in crowd control? It's the way to go. Now we know they are capable of handling it, but to have other sister agencies coming in will just enhance the process, will just enhance safety of everybody. Have more men on the ground. It won't take away any reputation of yours, or it will demean the institution. So I think going forward, we need to learn that now it is not like before. The dynamics with regards to security, crowd control, or whatever it is changing at the moment. So you may plan for something today. At the day itself, things may change, and that's why you need to be more proactive.
Right.
And then you assess the situation. Risk assessment is very important.
Doc, next week it will be the turn of the immigration. They'll also be doing their recruitment. What broader lessons should the security institutions take from this incident to prevent further occurrences during such national exercises?
Right. So I think other sister agencies have taken the lesson from this. If you have a venue and then you realize that you have asked a number of people to come, don't just sit there and think that the same number of people you ask to come will be present. Anticipate that you could have more. So when you have more, what would you do? I think it's better to just zone them, less numbers at venues, and then you have a smooth process that even gives you time to conduct the physical recruitment process very well. At the end of the day, everybody goes home. After all, this is a national event. I don't think when you ask, venues will be rejected, so that we can have, a very good process. And this incident should not mar the reputation of the country. That unemployment, people seeking employment, died. This doesn't speak well for the institution of the country.
Obviously, it doesn't. Doc, thank you for talking to us. Dr. Victor Doc is a security consultant and also a lecturer at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. Let's listen to the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Oklu, on the incident and then take you to Bolgatanga, where the same exercise is also taking place.
That you can see that there's a lot of pressure here. We are trying to avoid any casualty. In as much as I'm concerned, we don't want to hear anything, regarding any casualty in the region. I'm here to protect them. I'm here to make sure that everybody is attended to. We also expect the youth to listen to us. When I interviewed the officers, they said, I asked them, why is it that everybody is here? They said some were told to be here on Friday, others were told to come here on Thursday, but they are all here. My dear, today they are only attending to the army, the Ghana Army. Tomorrow they will attend to the Navy, and then goes on Friday. This exercise is going to last for 1 week, and so everybody will be attended to. So also let's advise the youth, and so that they can go home and come back tomorrow, so that they can be attended to. But what I'm seeing here, my dear, I'm afraid. Honestly speaking, I'm afraid. Your parents are there waiting for you to come back with a good news, only for them to hear that there's a casualty. No, that wouldn't serve. It wouldn't sound well. So we will only advise them, like I said, their text messages. I've asked them to check their text messages and make sure if it's Friday, you'll be asked to come back on Friday. Go and come back on Friday. If it's tomorrow, go and come back tomorrow. It's as simple as that. And so that the officers can also attend.
Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Oklu there. Let's go to Bolgatanga and connect with my colleague Chris Senyala, who is also monitoring the event there. Castro, talk to us about the exercise in Bolgatanga. The one here in Greater Accra has already recorded 6 casualties. How does it look like in Bolgatanga?
Right. So the exercise here commenced somewhere around 7 in the morning and has since been very peaceful. A lot more of the potential recruits have been attended to and are taking their tents out. What the military has done here in the Upper East to control the crowd is that they have asked the army, who have a greater number of people who want to, potential recruits to go home so that they come tomorrow. And this morning or this today, they have dedicated today to attend to the Air Force and to the Navy. So as to speak now, that's what they've done so that they are able to control the crowd. And everything is going on well. We see a fewer numbers here. Earlier on, the numbers were great, but as we speak now, because they've asked the Army potential recruits to go home, the numbers are fewer. And there are a lot of soldiers here who are putting everything in place and making sure the movement and everything is going on well. So I can report that everything here in the Upper East region is going on well, and there haven't been any issues whatsoever so far.
We know you've been speaking to an officer in the exercise on the issues of scam and all of that. Talk to us about that one too.
Yes, so the Upper East Regional Military Commander in the person of Lieutenant Colonel Isaac Baku has been here, and he's going to come here again later on in the day. I spoke to him earlier on, and he tells me that, look, the exercise is free and fair, and they are going to make sure that anyone who is qualified goes through, the process nicely and without any challenge. But he, however, sounded caution to potential recruits who may want to seek the support or assistance of people who sometimes put themselves as who can help them get into the forces. He says that this year's exercise, as always, as the military has always been known to do, will be free and fair. Anyone who is qualified will join. And so if you are someone who decides to go and pay money to somebody to help you through the process, you're wasting your time. And for that matter, he is sounding a word of caution to parents and potential recruits to refrain from anything of that nature because they won't yield to anything positive.
Castro, let's listen to him and then I'll come back to you. We also have information coming in that the death toll has now risen to 12, though that is not from any official source. It's unconfirmed, but we are having information that the death toll has risen from 6 to 12. Let's listen to the colonel and then we'll continue that conversation.
It's important to reiterate that anybody who comes to you and asks you to pay money, that they will help you get into the system, you are wasting your money. It will never work. In fact, you should report such people to the police or even to the Ghana military police because this does not involve or this does not constitute best practices. The military is not taking money from any potential cadet or any potential recruit or any family before they get you to training. It is free, it is fair, and once you are qualified, you go to training. So our advice parents, our advice potential recruits, don't pay money to any individual. If anything of that nature happens, you are free to walk to us and then we'll handle it appropriately.
All right, Castro, thank you for bringing us those updates. My colleague in the Upper East region, Castro Senyala, talking to us about the military recruitment exercise in the region. Here in the Greater Accra region, we have confirmed that 6 have already lost their lives as a result of a stampede during the exercise. We also know the number has risen to 12, but we are seeking sources to confirm whether it has moved to 12 or not. This is the midday news on 3FM 92.7. We are back from this break. Don't go away. Stay with us. Right. This is the midday news on 3FM 92.7. We'll bring you a lot more. This is the midday news. Let's do some other stories now. Still staying with security because the Ghana Armed Forces and the Police Service have launched simultaneous intelligence-led joint operations in parts of the Ashanti, Volta, and Ahafo regions. The coordinated swoops, which began at dawn, are targeting locations believed to be hideouts for individuals involved in recent attacks on state officials. The operations are focused on Dajini and Auna in the Ashanti region, Ehi in the Volta region, and Shidiem, Kanyase, Goso, and Mahani in the Ahafo region. The move is aimed at arresting suspects linked to assault on members of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, police officers, Environmental Protection Agency officials, and journalists. In a joint statement, the security services warned that anyone who attempts to obstruct their lawful operations will face the full force of the law. The statement also assured the public, especially residents in the affected areas of their safety and urged them to remain calm, saying adequate measures have been put in place to protect law-abiding citizens. And Northern Bureau Chief William Evans Inkum joined the security team during the operation at Jene in the Ashanti enclave, where some EP officials and journalists were earlier attacked. Let's listen to that report.
I wish to notify communities that attack public officials and security personnel performing their lawful duties that firm action will be taken against them.
A statement from the Commander-in-Chief that will change the course of the fight against illegal mining.
As you are aware, we are going to undertake a special operation in the region. You know, the locations will be disclosed as we move. All what the Inspector General of Police want you to do is to be professional, extremely professional as you conduct your business.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge the fact that we are going to work with and on human beings. Let's ensure that we do not trample on the law as we execute our duty.
Yes, sir. A full-scale operation. Dozens of heavily armed security personnel from the Ghana Police Service and the Army combined. Destination, Dagen. A sleeping town. From house to house, the men were separated from the women and children. This is where a thug of illegal miners attacked the executive director of the EPA and her team, including some journalists. A chase out.
Hey, get up! Get up!
This is where a thug of illegal miners attacked the executive director of the EPA and her team, including some journalists. A chase out that resulted in an accident involving 5 journalists and 2 officials of the EPA. It sparked public outrage. The dawn operation was swift and unexpected.
For now, everybody's a suspect, and they are moving from room to room, and they are picking them.
Even the public toilet was searched. Families got agitated. The suspects were escorted to the police depot for screening. Also at the depot were suspects from Hwidiam in connection with the attack on the NIMOS team.
William Evans Income's report that we know the same operation is underway in the Ahafo region, where hundreds of men have reportedly been arrested in Hwidiam and surrounding communities by the Joint Police Military Task Force. Our regional correspondent Armstrong Kusi has been following the situation. He joins us now. Armstrong, we understand that many people have been arrested so far. How true is that, and when exactly did the operation begin?
Okay, thank you very much. It started around 4 a.m. in the morning. I had a call from a friend in Hwidiam that a joint force of police and military have taken over Hwidiam Township. So, in fact, I went there for more information, and indeed it was true. The military was there, the police was there, and they were moving from house to house to arrest people they suspect they attacked the NIMOS soldiers about 2 weeks ago. We didn't have the opportunity to speak to any police personnel or the soldiers. But intelligence that we gathered from some of the victims who were later released from the police depot was that almost about 1,000 men have been arrested and then conveyed to Kenya Police Depot for further interrogations. As I speak to you, some of them have been conveyed from Hwidiam to Kumasi for further interrogation to ascertain whether they were the very people that attacked the NIMO soldiers. So we are following the case, and then I'm trying to get access to some of the leaders to talk to them to give us more information about the arrest. But for now, the town is empty. Nobody is able to gather the courage to come out to sell and buy. Drivers have been stopped by the military personnel, driving people from the car, searching them, and a whole lot of stuff going on in Kenya, Hwidiam, Goso, in Kasim. So the whole place is empty, and the whole place is covered with fear and panic, especially the ladies who have their brothers and sisters being arrested.
Do we know when the police or the soldiers are expected to leave the town? Have they left already?
Yes, as I said earlier on, I've not been able to speak with some of the leaders that brought the soldiers and then police to the community. But the intelligence that I'm gathering is that they can stay for a week because it's a full operation. They've come to stop Galamsey and also made arrest to those guys they suspect that they attacked the Namo security. So maybe 1 week they can stay around.
Armstrong, thank you for those updates. Armstrong Kusi, my colleague in the Afro region, updating us on that police military swoop there. This is the media news on 3FM 92.7. Let's take this break. We're back shortly.
Hello, Ghana. It's a new year and Bills Microcredit is here to support your dreams. If you're not working but want to start a business, don't let money stop you. With just your Ghana card, you can get a loan to turn your ideas into reality. Already running a business? Need more capital? Or are you a salary worker looking for extra funds? Bills offers fast and easy loans with no collateral, no deposit, and no SUSI savings required. Wherever you are, whatever you need, Bills makes it happen. Call Bills Microcredit today. Call 0596-920-833 or 0302-200-390 and get started. Bills is licensed and regulated by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. This is the media news on 3FM 92.7 with me, Grace Hamwa Ajiman. Now, state prosecutors have told the Accra High Court that they'll call on 4 witnesses against NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Nchibuesi-Akun, also known as Wontumi. Wontumi and 2 others have pleaded not guilty to charges of alleged unauthorized assignment of mineral rights and facilitating unlicensed mining operations at Samreboy in the Western region. He appeared in court today. Let's listen to his lawyer, Andy Apiekubi.
Attorney General said as fresh witness statements today, 2 more witnesses. It means that we need to study the witness statements before we come back to the court. So the matter has been adjourned to 27th of November for us to come and have the CMC. So the business of the day of the CMC didn't happen today and adjourned to 27th. So we are grateful for your continued support.
There was some conversation about the total number of witnesses the state was going to rely on.
Yes.
Was it settled? Is it 5 or 4?
Yes, it is 4. The Attorney General had suggested 5, but from the records, we only have 4 witness statements. So we brought that to the attention of the court, and therefore, upon the reconciliation, we have now come to the position that we are going to be dealing with 4 witnesses. That is all for the day. We'll come back on the 27th.
Andy Apiekubi, lawyer for the NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman Wontumi. Away from that, in a pivotal discourse aimed at establishing sustainable resolutions for long-standing chieftaincy conflict, the president of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs, Osajefo Osiadeyo, Dr. Ajiman Bedu II, has formally requested the government mediate logistical support to expedite the processing of protracted chieftaincy disputes currently before the House. The appeal was conveyed during a recent courtesy visit from the Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. There's more in this report.
The meeting underscores urgent need to address chieftaincy disputes, which have significant implications for community cohesion and regional stability. Osajefo Osiadeyo, Dr. Ajiman Bedu II, emphasized the critical nature of government involvement in facilitating faster resolutions to these matters in order to mitigate potential tensions and disputes that threaten peace in the community. To settle disputes in this house requires money, but we don't have it. It does not pertain to only the Bono region, but everywhere, including the National House of Chiefs. If you want chieftaincy matters to reduce, then invest money into it to enable Nananom fast-track cases when they appear before us. And this will help to reduce the cases. In response, Ahmed Ibrahim, the Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, acknowledged the strategic role of traditional leaders in maintaining peace and order. He highlighted the alarming fact that chieftaincy disputes contribute approximately 2/3 of Ghana's national security threats. The minister urged chiefs to approach conflict resolutions with utmost discretion and objectivity, reinforcing the crucial role they play in ensuring societal harmony.
A chieftaincy dispute of about 429 national security hotspots, they move to test a chieftaincy dispute.
Nananom, when it comes to chieftaincy cases, it forms 2/3 of the national security threats of the country. So as a ministry, we are pleading on you to help us. And I know, Nananom, you are truthful. And if politicians do not meddle ourselves in chieftaincy issues, this national security threat will be solved.
National security threat
To further fortify the discussion, Joseph Adai Akwabwa assured stakeholders of the government's unwavering commitment to maintaining stability across the region.
Claude Kumis reports there from the Hafo region. That's it for the media news on 3FM 92.7. My name is Grace Hamwajiman. Many thanks for joining us. Up next is Business with Bismarck Ewisa.
On social media, Twitter at 3FM 92.7, Facebook at 3FM 92.7, and also on 3news.com.
92.7 3 FM. 92.7 3 FM. 92.
Tour at his segment.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Business Daily on 3FM 92.7 with me, Bismarck. Also coming up this afternoon, ahead of 2026 budget presentation, Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, SEMSI, proposes $100 million support for Tema Oil Refinery crude purchases. We'll hear from Executive Director Benjamin Insia.
His current financial position do not have the financial credibility or muscle to mobilize $100 million on a monthly basis.
Also ahead, Bank of Ghana unveils new foreign exchange operations framework to correct FX market distortions and ensure macroeconomic stability. Meanwhile, Bank of Ghana boosts gold reserves by 7.42 tons in 2025 amid push to strengthen reserves and diversify holdings. We'll bring you details of our headline stories and others lined up for you. Please stay. Thanks for your company. Now to the details. The Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, SEMSI, is proposing to the government to allocate $100 million in the upcoming 2026 national budget to support the purchase of crude oil for the Tema Oil Refinery tour. The government has already announced plans to restart crude oil refining at Tor by the end of this year, an initiative aimed at reducing Ghana's annual $10.2 billion oil import bill, conserving foreign exchange, and stabilizing domestic fuel prices. Speaking to 3 Business, Executive Director of SEMSI, Benjamin Insia, emphasized the need for strong government backing to ensure Tor's sustainable and efficient revival.
Tor at its current financial position, do not have the financial credibility or muscle to mobilize $100 million on monthly basis, either from the banks or from its internal generated funds, to be able to procure crude. And I don't also think that there will be suppliers who will supply these products on credit for toll. So for us to be able to refine appropriately and effectively, I think that in the coming budget, which is the financial year 2026, the Ministry of Finance and also the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition must commit themselves to ensuring that toll refines effectively. And this, I think, there should be an allocation of about $100 million as a seed fund for toll to be able to procure these products from suppliers. Same way we've done for Gold Board, same way we've done for other institutions in ensuring that they become an effective and very added value institutions in contributing to the development of Ghana.
And that was Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, SEMSID, Benjamin Insia. Moving on, the Bank of Ghana has introduced a new foreign exchange operations framework that seeks to make the central bank's currency management more transparent, rule-based mandate. The framework, approved by the bank's board, outlines how the bank will intervene in the foreign exchange market, focusing on stabilizing short-term volatility, building reserves, and ensuring orderly FX flow intermediation without undermining Ghana's flexible exchange rate regime. The following 3 Business News Desk report has the details. The Bank of Ghana has rolled out a new foreign exchange operations framework aimed at strengthening market confidence and ensuring transparency in the management of foreign exchange operations. According to the central bank, the framework will guide how it intervenes in the FX market with clear objectives of building foreign reserves, managing short-term volatility, and ensuring orderly flow of foreign exchange into the market. The bank says it will not target a specific exchange rate level, but will act only to correct market distortions and ensure stability. Under the new arrangement, the bank will hold twice weekly FX auctions and publish detailed monthly data on its operations to promote transparency and accountability. Officials say the new framework reinforces the bank's commitment to macroeconomic stability under its inflation targeting and flexible exchange rate regime. And that was a 3 Business News Desk report on the Bank of Ghana unveiling a new foreign exchange operations framework to work to correct market distortions and ensure macroeconomic stability. Meanwhile, some commercial banks in Ghana have begun reversing the controversial 3% charge on foreign exchange FX cash withdrawals as a relief for customers who have long opposed the levy. Fidelity Bank is among the first to officially scrap the fee. The bank announced that effective Monday, November 10, 2025, it has removed the 3% over-the-counter withdrawal charge on all FX cash withdrawals made against foreign currency purchased from the bank. The move signals a growing effort within the banking industry to ease costs for customers and improve transparency in forex operations. The 3% charge was originally introduced to offset cash handling and operational costs. However, it has faced persistent criticism from individuals and businesses who say it increased the already high cost of forex transactions at a time when foreign currency demand has been volatile. This is still Business Daily on 3FM 92.7 with me, Bismarck Ausa. To some other stories, Ghana's gold reserves have recorded a significant boost this year, with the Bank of Ghana adding 7.42 tons of the precious metal between January and October 2025. The accumulation, driven by the central bank's domestic gold purchase program, underscores efforts to diversify reserves and build resilience against global economic shocks. There is more in the following 3 Business News Desk reports. Ghana's gold reserves have risen sharply this year as the Bank of Ghana stepped up its domestic gold purchase program. According to new data released by the central bank, a total of 7.42 tons of gold were added to the nation's reserves between January and October 2025. The bank says the move forms part of its strategy to strengthen Ghana's reserve base and reduce reliance on traditional foreign currency holdings, particularly amid global economic uncertainties. Records show that Ghana's total gold holdings stood at 30.62 tons at the end of January and climbed steadily to 38.04 tons by the end of October. The steady growth highlights the bank's ongoing commitment to using gold as a strategic asset for long-term stability and economic resilience. And that was a 3 Business News Desk report. Before we go ahead of the 2026 budget on November 13, an economist at University of Ghana, Professor Patrick Isumin, is pressing government to pivot its focus, arguing the agriculture sector must become the backbone of long-term economic strategy. He specifically calls for market access and infrastructure instead of relying on tax breaks.
The plea comes from Professor Patrick Isumin of the University of Ghana Business School, who believes agriculture's budget allocation is critical for achieving a sustainable national growth.
Bringing down food inflation, the industrialization drive, all of that, agri-sector is key. I think where it's extremely important is the government to, first of all, providing markets, ensuring that, when the government is procuring, emphasis is placed on domestic production so that, you provide them ready markets.
Professor Isumin outlined 2 essential areas the finance minister must address in the upcoming presentation, providing vital inputs and upgrading infrastructure. He contends that while past budgets have offered waivers, a more impactful approach is required to transform the sector.
There are areas where some kind of additional interventions, like supporting in the creation of storage systems, and of course improving access to some of the key inputs that have become a problem in recent times. Perhaps it won't be as expensive as giving subsidies, where perhaps I probably wouldn't go into is necessarily giving incentives. The problem with giving the subsidy is that then you have to make sure that it's properly policed, that doesn't end up in the wrong hands. We've had too much history of that kind of intervention going back.
The advice provides a clear roadmap for policymakers as the nation looks to cement its economic recovery status. The 2025 budget allocated 2.90 billion cedis to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, representing just 0.54% of the entire government expenditure. This was a reduction of 2% from the previous year.
And that was a report on economist Professor Patrick Isumin advising government to prioritize market access and improve infrastructure for the agricultural sector instead of granting tax reliefs. And that brings us to the end of Business Daily on 3FM 92.7 with me, Bismarck Awusa. For more business stories, please check out our website 3news.com. Thanks for your company.